Hello and welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Today I'm bringing you another fairy tale review, of course, chapter 490, Fairy Tale Zero. If you remember from the previous chapter, of course, then the chapter before that, Brandish was actually one of the fairy tale members recorded the message kill August in her head, and with that she actually stabbed him. That actually made him pretty much angry in a sense that he transforms into this like ultimate kind of a fairy so it's like his ultimate form, and he causes this huge explosion afterwards, but that's only after basically looking towards the direction of the fairy tale members and trying to basically wipe them out. And as you can see here on page 1 of chapter 490, you can clearly see this huge light, as well as Lady Elaine actually takes the entire world of fairy tale and pretty much submerge it in basically in a place of light. So basically she's going to rewrite history in a sense, and shape the world in her form, the way she wants to see it, the way she wants the world to be like. So let's begin at the top of page 1, ladies and gentlemen. On that day, Fior was engulfed by light. What finally emerged beyond that gleaming light was brought to you by Manga Stream. Of course, this is not an advertisement. I usually just read that to let you know that's where I am. Manga Stream. Fairy Tale 490 is the chapter name. Fairy Tale Zero, the title at the top of page 1. And now we move on to page 2. With the fan art, of course. So basically, let's continue, of course, where we left off. We have a nice picture here, Lady Eileen, of course, one of the strongest mages there. And of course, we have a dark Zeref there, of course, which is another one of the mages, but he's pretty strong himself. But he knows what she's attempting to do, in which case, pretty much scares him to no end, because Lady Eileen at any point could rewrite history and say she was the one who created the Book of End, when really it was Zeref. So basically, let's see how she takes advantage of this magic she has used, and this magic she's put in place. Please don't go, Zara. Don't leave me alone. Okay, so Zara, but you're not alone now, are you? I just want to be together with you forever, Zara. So Fairy Tale Zero. So of course, here's Zara. Mavis, do you know where fairies live? Within my heart. Then what about me? This isn't goodbye. So you remember, this is the she's the heart of the fairy tale, of course. And this is Zara, and she's calling for Hannah to find out where she cannot find her. My body still won't move the way I want it to. So she's now in her physical body, so she hasn't felt actual pain in a while, so this would be very weird. But she's wearing her clothes, obviously, again. Alright, at least I'm able to use magic, although these clothes are merely an illusion. So basically, she's wearing clothes as an illusion. They're not real clothes of anything. They're just an illusion. She's using it to cover it up. So those who can see through it can see through it. Those who cannot. Therefore, they can only see clothing. No one's here. The guild's completely empty. The whole area was enveloped by a brilliant light just now. What exactly was that? So I have a feeling Zara is the only one that can actually defeat Lady Eileen. While the others handle August with using teamwork, of course. That's the only way I see them getting out of this. There's Zeref, of course, just sitting there, nonchalant as always. Zeref, Mavis, what happened to everyone? You couldn't have. No, this wasn't my handiwork. To be honest with you, this entire situation has me rather perplexed as well. So he's pretty much surprised with regret. That's what perplexed means, to be surprised with regret. That she's actually here, surprised, regret that he let Eileen go by herself and let her do whatever the hell she pleased, basically. So what business do you have here? What business do you have being alive? Let me let my dog out for the sake of not having a crying dog in my video. Go, Diamond. So yeah, that was one. I have 3 dogs. That was one of the other 2 that are walking around there somewhere. Of course, one of them just hides underneath the bed. But that one is Bea, of course. She's a cutie, pretty much. She's the quiet one there. But let's get back to the manga stream. And then the other one is pretty much Prince. That one is more of a puglet. So he's pretty hyper, 24/7, all day, every day. He even bites me when I sleep, which is really annoying. But anyways, let's get back to the chapter. Let's go on to page 11. So, what the hell just happened? Better yet, where the hell are we? You're right on top of me, actually, Lucy. Last thing I remember, we were all struck by August's magic. Feel free to stop groping me. So basically, he's on top of Lucy while he's groping her, mind you. Because the last thing they remember was basically they were enveloped in like this. They were enveloped in this light. So basically, that's all they remember, if not at all, which is pretty much hilarious in a sense. So let's continue here. At that big explosion, yeah, I negated it. To me, to some extent, good thing it was heat type magic. Oh, so you negated it. Feel free to stop mouthing me. So she said, feel free to stop gaping me. Feel free to stop mouthing me. Like, seriously, what the hell is this even going? I guess the question now is, why and how did we end up in a place like this? I can't get a whiff of either mist or Brandish's scent. Not to mention, I can't feel August's presence at all. So basically, this spell breaks the connection of sensory of those who can sense magic overall, which is pretty interesting that she can actually create create that disconnection between characters who can actually communicate properly between magic and stuff like that. Move close to the camera because I know you guys are gonna see my face. What exactly transpired during all that chaos? They have no idea. Right as I saw the whole sky lighting up, just like that, the landscape completely changed. Or it could be we were teleported somewhere. So teleportation talk again. Of course, you're at Naruto. You're not. This is basically the usual one of the mill. Being teleported from one place to another. So let's continue. It's no use. Juvia wasn't able to locate Wendy or Charles. I'll go searching for them this time. Look after Urza for me. Yes. So Juvia, of course, the gloomy chick, no longer gloomy, but she likes to say drip drip drop a lot because of hence her namesake Juvia, which is basically Spanish for rain. So when translated into English, it's actually rain. That's what Juvia actually means. What should we do? It seems we have been separated. What about their sense? Nothing. Where exactly are we? Outside. How did we get outdoors all of a sudden? More importantly, where the hell is this? What's going on? A lot of our guildmates aren't here. What about the first? Has anyone seen her? So basically, everybody's been teleported to this light realm or a different dimension, a tropical place, a rocky place. Everybody in their own place, and basically the mission here is to find each other. What the hell? This can't be right. Whatever, just work on your magic and calculate our current location. Why are you all here? Mira Lisana, weren't the two of you up north? The sky started shining and all of a sudden, same thing happened to us. It's the enemy. There's a huge army right nearby. They're heading straight for us, Master. So basically they're heading straight for the guild team that's right next to them. That's the enemy squadron that's heading right towards them. And now they're asking the Master what should they do. Mostly likely attack and begin battle within this space of light where everybody's been transported from a cold place to a warm place. Or better yet, they did it probably not to damage the actual Earth itself. So they're basically like in this space where Shiva created her own piece of land, or piece of land actually set appropriate for battle that's not the Earth itself. So that's pretty interesting. Prepare for battle. Fior's geography is completely different. You'll be alright. Now I have shrunk your wound to a negligible size. What did you do, August? This was not my doing. So August says this isn't my doing. This is Lady Lean's doing. She's the one that took everything and changed the space not just around you, but also the way and perception in which you view the world that you're currently in. Is Eileen's compression magic. She enchanted the entire nation with her magic and changed its very shape. I can't believe it. And as a result, the people of Fior were rearranged atop this newly modified geography randomly at that. What could she have possibly stand to gain by? These were the side effects of her effort to rearrange a particular person to a particular place. So basically she has rearranged the entire system, nature itself, from one place to the other. In all likelihood, her aim was to send His Majesty as close to Fairyheart as possible and Agnolia somewhere far in the distance. In other words, her aim is to bring this war to an abrupt end. So Eileen's goal, start what we're looking for, get what we're looking for, and call it an end, and that's that. And they win. That's what she's trying to do. So you're saying that all the people within the kingdom were split up and sent randomly to various places. Of course, the same goes for my allies as well, and that's not all. The overall landscape of Fjord has grown smaller. I'd estimate about 1/20 of its former size, perhaps less. For the sake of increasing the encounter rate between Fairy Tail and the Alvarez army, correct? I'd wager that's her aim. In her own way, Eileen is trying to end this war, while it's still in the early stages of development. As Zara has also concluded, just like August, ending the war seems to be her main conclusion. I guess she has a thing with seeing people getting hurt, and she doesn't want to see anybody get hurt, at least in her own way. And thanks to her efforts, here I stand, and that which I seek very hard is right before my very eyes. So Zeref think it's going to be that easy to get the heart. I doubt it though. It may have been my first attempt at using this magic, but it appears the end results were quite favorable. At the very least, His Majesty is now on Fairy Tail's doorstep, and Agnolia is probably floating around in the ocean somewhere right about now. Now then, in truth, not even I know where I ended up, but this is quite the place you have here. Having said all that, where is this? What? Just who are you? So she pops up in a throne chair. What finally emerged beyond the gleaming lights was, look at this, a warped and distorted Fjord kingdom. So basically she's in the Fjord kingdom, just sitting there, in a chair, looking all pretty, thinking, of course, that she has won already. Although chances are, of course, Lady Lean has not won, and we all know this very well. So various people and buildings were scattered across the land. Cardia Cathedral and Mercurius, were they always this close together? Buildings that were formerly in completely different towns are now in the same place. It was as if we had lost our way in a completely different world. Just what was it that awaited us in this strange land? Hope or despair? So there is the narrator, of course, talking. And here's Gadgil, of course, teleported or to what's supposed to be hell. Or I think Eileen, by casting that spell, she was able to, or suppression magic, or compression magic, she was able to kind of save him before he was actually able to get thrown in the depths of hell along with the Grim Reaper himself. Where the hell am I? Last I checked, I was dead. So something has us speechless, of course. So what are you supposed to be? A fellow resident of hell? Who the hell are you? So just like this girl or guy, a girl emerging right in front of him, and she reveals herself as Zara. And he asks, basically before that, he pretty much wrote, "Are you a former person of hell?" And then once this person emerges, revealed as Zara, of course, nonetheless, Gadgil is but surprised. On the battle, which had been reduced to utter chaos, suddenly a light which illuminated the way forward. One of the fairies of origin. So this is one of the fairies of origin, Zara. So make no mistake, she's probably very strong. And you can tell she is, based on not just the way she's dressed, but a way in which she just appeared in front of Gadgil, like as if it was nothing. And Gadgil most likely will be pretty surprised to see Zara back in action. If not, Zara will give him the energy he needs to break out of hell and get back to the real world and give people like friends like Natsu, Gray, Juvia, the helping hand they need to defeat this Lady Lean. Person, of course, is causing all this compression chaos nonsense, and finally should be able to put Zeref back in his place. So he should get probably like a surplus of energy, or probably learn something new or a spell when he comes back from the depths of hell, nonetheless. So to be continued in chapter 491, Mother and Child. That will be the next chapter, next week, Monday, 491. This is the end of Fairy Tail 0. The next chapter's title is Mother and Child. Thank you very much for joining me today. And if you're new to my channel, don't forget to subscribe and or leave a like. I have more videos released for you guys today, so stay tuned.